Hey, man, let's go get it, man. Y'all know what time it is. Hey, I had to say it again because, you know, hey, it's a blessing, man.
Philadelphia Eagles, 11-6 in 2023, made the playoffs again. 2024 expectations still high. They're 10.5 over-under, second highest in the NFL.
Yeah! What I tell you? What I tell you?
The way the year unfolded and ended for them, though, did not leave Philly faithful feeling very cheery.
He's going to be sacked.
The Eagles have not just been beaten. They have been taken apart.
Philadelphia's flailing finish in 2023 led to a new DC in Vic Fangio, a new OC in Kellen Moore. Moore isn't taking over a broken offense, though.
Keep the green gloves and go white gloves.
7th in points per game, 8th in yards per game. They were 3rd on 3rd down and 9th in the red zone.
I go for it on 4th and 3 because of you. I go for it on 4th and 3 because of you. I go for it on 4th and 3 because of you.
Still, the hope is Moore can help Jalen Hurts look great again. He threw 15 interceptions last year against 23 touchdowns.
When he threw the pick, 22 me up.
Hurts wasn't terrible. His legs made up for a lot, though. He was supposed to be MVP material. He still has the pieces to look good, too. A.J. Brown, over 100 catches, over 1,400 yards, 7 TDs, made the Pro Bowl.
What a great combination, this quarterback and this unbelievable wide receiver, A.J. Brown.
He's unbelievable.
Wide receiver Devontae Smith, over 80 catches, over 1,000 yards, 7 TDs. Tight end Dallas Goedert, over 550 yards, 3 scores, 59 catches, and he missed a few games.
He's at the 10, the 5, touchdown, Dallas Goedert.
Tight ends day, baby. What a holiday.
And they added Saquon to the fold, Barkley defecting from the enemy, over 40 catches, 4 scores through the air last year.
Makes the catch, reaches for the touchdown.
Saquon running for 962 yards behind a pretty bad O-line.
Bounces left to the goal line, touchdown.
He takes over for DeAndre Swift, who put up a nice year for Philadelphia. Swift also made the Pro Bowl, hit at 4.6 a run, over 1,000 rushing yards, 5 scores on the ground.
Into the end zone, touchdown.
And Hurts punched it in 15 times, a lot of those Ringo Starr jobs.
They push, they sneak, touchdown Eagles.
That's how he gets by, man. Ran for over 600 yards on the year, so Hurts didn't fall off the map by any means.
He's going to dive, he scores!
Philadelphia hit at a 6-21 pass-run split. Have to see if Moore alters that ratio and throws more.
Great play by Hurts.
O-line, of course, does not have stud Jason Kelce anymore. That's a big loss. Cam Jurgens, third-year guy, will slide over from guard. Wait and see who wins his guard spot.
Complete, A.J. Brown.
Left tackle Jordan Mailata gave up 7 sacks in 2023, most of any Eagle, but not horrendous. Guard Landon Dickerson, plenty respectable last year. Have a stud at right tackle and future WWE star in Lane Johnson.
Jalen Hurts has just tied Cam Newton for rushing touchdowns by a quarterback.
Offense needs tweaking, not twerking, not an overhaul. Defense, on the other hand, could use a major facelift.
Go end it. Go end it.
30th in points per game allowed, 26th in yards per game allowed, 31st on 3rd down, 30th in the red zone. It was ugly.
Does not look like the Philly defense we are used to.
Eagles pass rush ran away with the bag crown in 2022, then fell to tied for 19th last year. No heat in the kitchen led to major problems on the back end.
Makes the catch between 2 defenders.
They were 29th in rating allowed. They only had 9 interceptions, 31st in yards per game allowed.
Broken tackle by Deebo Samuel, runs for a first down, 30, 20, 15, 10.
And to complete the trifecta, they couldn't stop the run. They gave up 4.3 a carry.
They have run for 221 yards, the most Philadelphia has given up this season.
They rolled with defensive tackle Milton Williams, 42 tackles. Don't take a stapler, though.
As Milton Williams jarred loose.
Defensive tackle Jordan Davis, 45 tackles, 2.5 sacks.
Him and JD, hey, JD been showing his tools now.
Rookie defensive tackle Jalen Carter, 6 QB takedowns. He was in the hunt for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Sign of things to come.
JC.
Who's JC?
Jalen Carter.
Oh, he real now. Hey, I ain't lying.
Hats off to icon Fletcher Cox, who rides off into the sunset off a 5-sack year. Also, won't see outside linebacker Hassan Reddick with a wing on his helmet. Started slow, finished with 11 sacks.
They've got him. It's Hassan Reddick.
But just pretend they traded him to the Jets for Bryce Huff, who led New York with 10 QB takedowns, the green New York.
Dragged down by Bryce Huff.
They still have outside linebacker Josh Sweat, 6.5 QB drops.
And he's going to go down again. And Josh Sweat
has had an outstanding night for the Eagles defense.
Brandon Graham returns. Only 3 sacks last year after coming up with 11 the year before.
Both ended.
And they have hope that Nolan Smith, another of their rookies last season, can get it going.
First look not there, and he is brought down as the pressure came from Nolan Smith.
That was his only bag in 2023. Let Nicholas Morrow walk 95 tackles, 3 sacks, as well as his partner Zach Cunningham, an 85 tackle guy.
Read perfectly. Zach Cunningham.
In comes Devin White, former Buccaneer tackle maniac, good blitzer.
And he is wrapped up and thrown down by Devin White.
They still have high hopes for linebacker and Kobe Dean, who had his year cut short after 5 games. This will be his 3rd year for him.
Robinson will lose yardage. Here comes the Eagle defense.
Couple of changes to their secondary too, but they are crossing their fingers on a number of fronts. Let safety Kevin Byard go, though he only played part of the year for them anyway.
He ran like a slant under the backer and tried. And he just kept going vertical, so I just tracked him all the way across.
No more Bradley Roby at cornerback, a veteran who was solid but only played 9 games for them last year. We used their first 2 picks in the draft on DBs, Quinyon Mitchell in the first.
Guys that go through the whole process and ace every part of it. Fall season, check. Senior Bowl, check. Combine, check. Interviews with teams, check. Straight A student here in Quinyon Mitchell, guys.
Got Cooper DeJean in the second.
Who could also play inside as the nickel or could slide back eventually and play some safety. Think about Malcolm Jenkins, who made that transition from college to the NFL, a similar type player.
They hope to get a full year from cornerback Avonte Maddox.
Yes, incomplete. That was a little dangerous.
They need cornerback James Bradbury to bounce back. He was wearing the Waldo cap a lot last season. A rating over 110, gave up 9 touchdowns.
Make the catch! Touchdown!
Cornerback Darius Slay fared much better. Sub-90 rating allowed, 15 passes defensed, a couple picks.
Intercepted!
That's crazy, bro.
And rookie cornerback Eli Ricks held quarterbacks to a 76.5 rating, showed lots of promise.
Not getting there, Eli Ricks.
At safety, Reed Blankenship was solid in his first year as a starter. Rating allowed a little high at 94, but it wasn't terrible. He got his hands on 11 passes, picked off 3, and he made 113 tackles.
It is intercepted. Coming up with it is Reed Blankenship.
Special teams, Jake Elliott, the kicker, 30 for 32. He's a lock.
It's going overtime.
And their punt returner, Britton Covey, a nice 14 yards per punt return.
But Covey with a healthy return of 25 yards. Eagles on offense.
Soaking it all in for a second, offensive playmakers will be a little different. Hurts will be handing off to Saquon. That's an upgrade, but not by a ton. Swift was good. He'll be throwing to Paris Campbell instead of Zacchaeus, a push. Their big 3 of Smith, Brown, and Goddard sort of make that 4th spot feel a little Spinal Tap drummerish. O-line, 1 change right in the middle. Juergens takes over for Kelsey, placing the downgrade spot at the guard spot. It's more about whoever wins that job not being on Kelsey's level. Juergens should fare well at center, though. Lots of change to their front 7. Huff for Reddick is a push. You can split hairs with it. Both dudes are above average threats. See what Carter does for an encore. White takes over for Morrow. We'll give that a push, but actually I love White. Say an upgrade. Zach Bond and Dean for Cunningham, a slight downgrade. Bond's never had more than 30 tackles in a year. We need to see if Dean can rebound health-wise. Change to the back end, too. CJG returns, slides in for Byard, goes Seinfeld on that one. Even Steven. Mitchell is considered a steal. Bradbury playing less makes them better as well. So how hard is their schedule relative to their 10.5 over-under total? Let's check it out.
You want to say anything to the NFL cameras?
We'll figure out their floor by pretending a half Cowboys, half Giants fan is looking at their path. They'll claim Philadelphia's roster is worthy of 9 to 10 win status. Not good enough to beat Green Bay and Brazil, but good enough to beat Atlanta at home. Still capable of beating the Saints and Buccaneers on the road. Browns at home for win number 4. The Giants don't have very high expectations, so they could sweep them up. They break out the brooms again for Washington. Carolina at home should still be relatively easy. They get Pittsburgh without leaving, so a win there. In their worst case scenario world, they get swept by Dallas though. So we have 10-6 as their floor. That's not a very low floor, all things considered.
Can't believe this. crowd is silent.
How high can these Eagles fly, though? Even if you just make them an 11-win roster, they beat Green Bay down south, they take out Jacksonville at home, they get a win over the Rams out west, and they'd split with Dallas, makes it a 14-3 ceiling. They hit that mark, they'll be Super Bowl faves again.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Spun the game preview guy bag around a few times, came up with 11 green wins. Not sure about the trajectory, but playoffs nonetheless.
Hey, keep having fun, man. That's what they trickle down. You know what I'm saying?